Hey everyone, welcome to this weekend Sidereal Astrology forecast. This is for January 17th to the 19th of 2020. All right, so this weekend we have the moon shifting from improvement-oriented Virgo into balancing Libra mid-weekend on Saturday. So the first part of it's still good for fixing things, improving things, getting into that pragmatic side of ourselves. And then on Sunday, getting into the more balancing side of ourselves. Good for finding reciprocity, mutuality in relationships, and maybe some themes around justice and doing the right thing. So with this, Mercury is shifting into long-term Capricorn. So our mind and communications may start to shift into a more disciplined sort of theme. Good for thinking in terms of long-term stuff, and anything that does require discipline with thoughts and communications could be a great way of working with that. But Mercury is going to be squaring up to Uranus and sextiling Chiron this weekend around Saturday. So there could be some maybe erratic energy with the mind and communication, maybe a bit impulsive, but it does favor channeling this into constructive things, like maybe learning some new things or communicating in a way that is a bit outside of our comfort zone. All right, so let's take a look at all of this here in more detail when we return. All right, so here's the sky for this weekend. We're going to look at this for all 3 days of the weekend here. First with Friday with the moon still in pragmatic Virgo, and then shifting into Libra around Saturday, which will place more of an emphasis on Sunday around finding balance and mutuality. So again, we are using the actual size of the constellations. This is a great example, which is different from mainstream astrology. You can see Virgo's in here for multiple days, almost 3.5 days in transit, because Virgo is a very large constellation. But Libra, for example, much smaller, and in this case, the moon's only in here for sometimes about a day and a half. So yeah, if you are new to this form of astrology, it does change the signs, so be sure to check out the link down below for more information. All right, so let's take a look at Friday first. We will be still in that pragmatic energy of Virgo. Virgo is great for the side of ourselves that can solve problems, fix things, improve things in our life, whatever it might be. Really good for personal development, work, building good routine structures and habits. Things like that make it a great way of working with Friday. Now, Friday will likely start to feel this Mercury squaring up to Uranus sextile Chiron, and this is in the context of Mercury shifting into grounded Capricorn. So Mercury, the planet of our mind and communication, starting to shift into the constellation, which is about the long term. The sea goat of Capricorn, seeing the mountain in terms of what takes time. How can we build towards some of this patient and disciplined approach to what we're thinking and communicating? Now, with that being said, there is quite a different energy with that when we have a square to Uranus, because Uranus represents more of a kind of electrifying energy. And so in this case, going into Saturday, if there is anything that you do feel, again, it's just a collective energy, maybe a bit uneasy or erratic, sometimes stress, or just a little bit of that electric energy with mind and communication, it's really good to channel this into constructive things that maybe are a bit unique or different or outside of our comfort zone. So maybe learning some new things with Mercury, thinking outside the box, and when it does come to the communication side of it, maybe challenging ourselves towards doing some writing, some communication in different and unique ways. And again, just seeing things a little bit outside of our normal mode of looking at things can make this a very constructive time. And all in all, just good to experiment, be adaptive, see what's coming in, because this is essentially just our higher self, so to speak, helping us start to see things in a different light that may not be what we're used to. And in this way, there can be new insights. Again, maybe good to see some change in the routine, mix things up a little bit. Could be very, very constructive with that intention. All right, and quite healing as well on a minor note with Mercury sextiling Chiron. Anything that does involve learning or communication could be therapeutic on Friday and Saturday. All right, but Saturday we do have that moon shifting into balancing Libra, which will place most of the theme on that on Sunday, which is around finding balance either in our personal life or interpersonal life. So personally, if there's any areas out of balance, Sunday time could be a great time of bringing those back into balance. If it involves interpersonal stuff, good time for cultivating mutuality, reciprocity in our relationships, and all in all, just doing the right thing. Libra is very much about justice and bringing things back into, you could say, karmic balance as well with this placement. So great way of working with Sunday in particular there. All right, so that's the weekend in a nutshell. And again, we are in the third quarter phase of the lunar cycle. So if there was anything that shifted last weekend, particularly maybe around Friday during the lunar eclipse, or any insights you've gained since then, it could be a really good weekend of implementing this stuff, challenging ourselves to do that going into next week. All right, so everyone have a fantastic weekend. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all on Monday for the daily forecast. Take care.